Hello, welcome to the Math Reflective. My name is Kathy Dixon and I'm very excited that you've decided to join me today, so thank you for supporting my channel. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how and why I got started with this YouTube channel. And I'm starting a series called The Story of My YouTube Journey because I think it's really important to share with others how we got inspired, how we got started, and this definitely was a leap of faith, and I had to be brave and courageous in a way that I've not been before. And any time that we feel called or led to try something new, we have to have some bravery, we have to be courageous, we have to feel inspired. So I want to share this with you in hopes of encouraging and supporting other people, that if there's an idea in your head that you're not quite sure about and you have no idea how to do, you should try it, because the ride and the journey is very exciting. So how does an apple and two co-workers who quit their jobs to travel and a math resource fit into my story? Stay tuned. To start the story of my YouTube journey, we really have to go back in time a little bit to April 2018, because that is when I had a surprise visitor, or should I say visitors, come into my classroom. Take a look.
She is always positive, encouraging, and upbeat, very approachable, and willing to do whatever is needed to best support her students. She has gone out of her way to help our daughter adjust to coming to a new school, helping her to find the lesson and stepping outside of her comfort zone and trying something new. She even encouraged her to try out her stage crew as a way of meeting new kids. Mrs. Dixon deserves this award for the dedication she shows as an amazing teacher and being a positive role model for my daughter.
The Teachers Make a Difference Award is given out to 3 different educators each year in our district. Parents, students, other colleagues, anyone in the district can nominate somebody for this award, and it's a real honor to receive it because I received it from a parent of one of my students that year. And I can't go into personal details of what that student was going through or necessarily why they gave me the award, but it really resonated with the parent that she felt I went above and beyond in very unique and special ways. And honestly, I feel like I did whatever any teacher would do, what any, caring, kind teacher would do. And I was just treating this child like I treat all my students. So I was very humbled and honored by this award. And that's where this apple came from, because it's inscribed and it says, Kathy Dixon, Teachers Make a Difference Award, Lake Zurich Schools 2018. And on the other side, it has my name engraved. It's very special to me. I actually keep this at home right now. Because I sit at my office desk a lot, and in the summer when I tutor, I'm able to look at it. So I love having this reminder of this award. As you can see from that clip, I received a $500 check. I had 1 year to spend that money on my classroom, and whatever I bought would be the property of the district if it was a material item. A lot of teachers use these types of things to go to conferences, but I was already set with that. I was going to speak at a conference and that was already paid for. So I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with that money. So then fast forward, it's now January, February 2019. My husband and I knew that we were coming up on 25 years of marriage, and we wanted to celebrate that with a special trip to Europe. We've been planning to go for a really long time. So my husband thought it'd be a good idea to maybe watch YouTube and check out some travel vlogs. We already decided that we wanted to go to Brussels because we were going to catch the first 2 stages of the Tour de France, because my husband's a cyclist and he loves cycling, and that was on his bucket list. And on my bucket list and his was to go to Italy. So we knew where we wanted to go, and we sat down and started watching YouTube. So we stumbled across a video about Brussels. I'm going to go ahead and put it up here so that you can see. And the name of the channel is INT AFFAIR. I think it stands for like International Affair. And you really got to check these guys out. They have no idea that they really were the first part of inspiring me to start my own YouTube channel. Well, I knew I wasn't going to quit my teaching job to become a travel vlogger, but it sounded so amazing and cool. Now, where does the math resource fit into the picture? If you're already a subscriber to my channel, you are well aware that I'm piloting Open Up Resources 6-8 Math. And we piloted last year. We're into a 2nd year pilot coming up this year. So I was already, 4 or 5 months into using this resource, and I have to say I was really inspired by the way it had transformed my classroom. I was in love with this resource and implementing it. So put that with the teaching award money that I needed to spend, and then the travel vlogs and thinking about YouTube. I had not really been on YouTube that much before. My husband used it much more than I did. I confess I wasn't following any teacher tubers. I wasn't using it for the vast, amazing resource that it is. I've spent a lot more time looking things up on YouTube since, and I have a lot of teacher tubers that I follow now. But I started to think, well, gosh, I can't quit my job and do a travel vlog, but I can vlog about this math resource and reflect on how it's changed and just excited me and my students in the classroom. So this is where the step of courage also came into play. I was already part of a Facebook community of Open Up resources, and there's lots and lots of teachers on this resource that are also implementing this curriculum or piloting it or about to pilot it, and it's a wonderful community of shared resources. I was aware of a woman named Brooke Powers, who's the community manager for Open Up resources, and I thought, well, I'll message her on Facebook. So I'll never forget when I sent her a direct message and just asked, hey, I know there's a lot of people blogging about Open Up resources, but has anyone done a vlog about it? And she said, wow, no, not that I know of, but I'd love to know more about that. And the next day we set up a Zoom conference just to have a chat about it. So that's where my channel began. I had to spend that money. It's now January. I had an April 1st deadline. I think what I'll do is make a separate YouTube video about the gear that I started with and anything that I've added along the way, because I know anybody that's starting a YouTube channel, there's plenty of information out there, but it's really nice sometimes when people just list in the description what kind of equipment they use. So I'll go ahead and make a separate video on that. But I was able to spend that $500. And oh, I remember now too, I also bought an Apple Pencil. We are a school that is one-to-one with iPads. So I had used all different styluses in the past, and I found that I wasn't really teaching from my iPad as much because I didn't like the way I could write with the stylus. So I ordered that $100 Apple Pencil with some of my money, and now I pretty much teach from my iPad all the time, and I'll make another video about that, about the tech that I use in my classroom. Now, to be very real, it has not been an easy journey. I have felt insecure, I have felt inadequate, I have felt like I've struggled, I have felt like I didn't know what I was doing, but I persevered. I tried something new, and it's very exciting. That is the message really that I want with this video today. It's just to share that, like, I really felt called or, led to start this channel. And I feel like I do have something to say. I'm not an expert. Most of the time I'm just, trying things out and experimenting and failing and then trying again. But I feel like we all have something to say and we should be sharing it with others. One funny thing that I used to think is, oh, well, I'm not a blogger. I don't have the patience to write, and maybe vlogging is more my speed, but the editing that you have to do with videos is very time consuming, and definitely it's something that I'm a work in progress on, and I try to learn one new thing every time I edit a video, but it's frustrating. Sometimes I spend hours on a video because I'm still figuring out the software or figuring out what to do or watching YouTube videos on what to do, and that's okay. That's part of the beauty of the process. The Math Reflective started out as a channel with me wanting to reflect on piloting this inquiry-based program. But then it kind of evolved, and I started a Teachergram on Instagram, and I have in my first line under my profile, teach, reflect, impact. Because I wanted to think of a few different words that would encapsulate all the different types of things that I want to put in the content of my videos. So some of my videos are about teaching, some of them are about reflecting on teaching. I have a lot more to come on that. And then also impact. How can we analyze what we do, what our students do to impact and maximize our own professional growth as well as our students? My students were so proud of me when I was doing this. It was amazing how much they supported me. Some of them were like, I subscribed on 2 different devices, because of course they had their school Google account and then they had a personal one. They would watch my videos, they would comment on them to me in person the next day. And then there's other students who couldn't be bothered with it. But that meant a lot to me. In fact, the last day of school, I had a wonderful surprise from one of my students. Take a look.
Okay, my eyes are closed.
All right, close your eyes, Mrs. Dixon.
My eyes are closed.
All right, and open your eyes, Mrs. Dixon.
Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, I love it. Oh, thank you so much. The Math Reflective, that is the best gift. Thank
All year, my students have been talking about, you need to have merch, you need to have merch. I didn't even know what they were talking about at first, but they wanted me to make t-shirts, and then they said, oh yeah, we'll buy them. I'm like, you would never buy t-shirts that say the Math Reflective, but they said they would. Well, I didn't go ahead and make the t-shirts, but that student that gave me that at the last day of school meant so much to me. And who knows, maybe I will make some merch in the future. Well, that's it. That's really the story of how I got started and why I got started with this YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and hit the like button if you found that interesting, and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in me talking about how I teach, reflect, and impact my students and my own professional growth. Until next time, are you ready for more? This is an outtake, but I did want to share with you why I say, are you ready for more at the end of all my videos. That comes from the Open Up Resources 6-8 Math. Because the way that the lessons are laid out, there's often, almost in every lesson, a section called, Are You Ready for More? So if a student had already finished with one of the tasks, they could go ahead and extend their thinking or look at it in a different context to build a deeper understanding. So when I was thinking about creating the channel and what to call it, I already had in mind that that's the phrase that I would end every video with. So that's where that came from. Are you ready for more?